Hello everyone, it is another game of RTSL 2023A. Got 2 games left, one against Hervé here and one against Davis next week. And we are the USA. Let's say hello first. So, we will open 4-4-2 in the absence of any headlines that make a ton of sense. And we'll headline containment because we don't have defectors and we're not going to 5-year plan them, and no other headline stands out. So 4-4-2, fine. Containment, fine. Yeah, so I probably need to win at least one of the last two, if not both, to survive in Division 3. So let's just have fun and not worry too much about that. That'll take care of itself. So let's plug in my hand. Special relationship and independent reds are the and 5-year plan are the blue cards. No neutral cards. So we're looking at Decol, Korean War, Warsaw, and Cambridge 5. Well, I got bad news for you, buddy. Although you have perfect information, although that probably means you don't have many of them yourself. Decol, Warsaw, Romanian application, and Korean War. 257. Okay, good. Right, we've got a plan for the turn. Hold Decol under containment so we can pitch it to blockade if we need to. Use Warsaw Pact, use 5-year plan, special relationship, independent reds, space Korean War or Romanian application. Don't want to space too quickly because, of course, we may need to space Decol if they shorten our hand. Although if they shorten our hand, they're doing it blockade, and we'll pitch Decol. Huh. God, it feels like it's been a while since I played this game. How on earth do I do it? Starting with duck and cover is nice, but we'll still get a coup off. So we're going to go Iran, I guess. Yep, so we'll coup back. Lovely. Back where we were. And next up, we will try going into Malaysia before Vietnam revolts or D-Style. But we are also going to put one in Lebanon for the Middle East. We haven't seen Suez or... Oh boy, there we go. Well, we still have to threaten it, so... Let's see, we're holding Korean War. So let's do that. Because we can go to India next. Yeah, that's fine. So they should take Thailand, and then we can take India. With Korean War in hand, we can even take Korea. It's just a bit of a gamble. But we do have the advantage of containment, so we should be using it. Yeah, so just takes Thailand and goes to Laos, I guess. Yep, okay, so we'll take Korea, and we'll put one in India. And we'll take Malaysia. So what we're thinking is threatening our own domination. It might mean using Romanian abdication and having used independent reds, which is a bit annoying, and is quite good for them for D-style. But that's a lot better than using Korean War. But if they play into Burma and Afghanistan, we'll just go 2 India, 1 Pakistan. If they don't go into Burma, we may take it just so we can line up against Indo-Pakistani war. Very aggressive start for me in Asia. Probably didn't have to be that aggressive, but so be it. Still need to play into Lebanon, of course. Need to watch out for being dominated in France thanks to de Gaulle, of course, especially having played Warsaw Pact. I mean, worst case scenario here is that they event purge and then event blockade, but I think that's a bit of a slow turn for them. I mean, having pushed Asia, it means, especially having headlined Cambridge 5, they've either got Asia or they've got none themselves, and I expect they've got none themselves. So, thinking very hard about the turn 4 play. Action round 4. Here it comes. So straight, no, yes, straightforward, straightforward, that's fine. Didn't use the event. That's good for us. Okay, they moved into Lebanon first, so we will... Should we threaten Asia? Yep. Let's overprotect India, because then we can do Pakistan afterwards. I mean, I'm mostly concerned about them jamming the China card in there. We do need to watch out for Suez and a coup on Iran clearing us out in the Middle East as well. Probably overly cautious putting the extra 1 in India, but it's fine for now. I suppose we just need to weather the storm, not knowing where scoring cards are. So if they play into Afghanistan, we'll pop another 1 in Pakistan to cover the China card, and then probably 1 into Jordan. Egypt's no good because of Nasser. Fidel. Yep, okay, so we will go remaining abdication, 1 in Pakistan, 1 in Jordan. We're giving them a buttload of influence for D-style, but that's life. I mean, we traded 2 influence for 3 influence there instead of 1 influence for 3 influence, so it could be worse. And AR6, we will be spacing whatever we're not blockaded. Okay, they got to space first. So we space Korean War and hope we get the points. Nope. Honor's even. So we can defect their headline, which is nice. We got Marshall Plan and Truman Doctrine, both nice. So we can either defect or drop Middle East scoring for 1. I mean, worst case scenario, we get purged, but we have got 2 4-up cards in the event of that happening. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2. So yeah, Middle East is probably safe dump. It'll be 0 if they headline NASA, 1 if they don't. And then if they don't purge us, we can hope to drop France, drop influence into France and score Europe domination. The upshot of Marshall Plan is NATO triggers, but we use special relationship in turn 1. So that's a lot less exciting. So I think we'll be risk averse and drop Middle East scoring. And we're still in good shape in Asia. So if we can drop Europe for 0 as well, we're looking all right. I mean, that's pretty good for us. We didn't get purged. We dropped an unflattering scoring card. They do have to do something about Asia as well, because 5-year plan was in our hand. So we are in a pretty good position. We need to hold one of our 4-up cards against blockade, of course. But they should coup Iran here, even though Middle East scoring's dropped. We don't know if they've got Asia scoring, but I think if they do coup Iran, what we will do is 3 France, 1 Indonesia. I don't even need to go Indonesia. Maybe 3 France, 1 South Korea, just to shore up our 3 battlegrounds. They go the coup. That makes sense. It fails. Fair enough. So yeah, 3. Overprotect and threaten a new domination. Seems reasonable. So still 3 unknown 4-op cards floating around. NATO, US, Japan, and Purge. US Japan's not super playable for them, which is good. NATO and Purge are. No worries there. If they do something to neutralize Asia, we will score Europe for domination. I'm effectively saying one region or the other. Both is greed. Oh, they got D-Style. Good work. So they'll go to Indonesia to level up, which is good for them. Yeah, well done. But we will bink Europe scoring. Quite happy scoring that. And if they drop Asia scoring in response, that's fine. They do. Fair enough. But that's still alright for us. We need to do something about the mid-war regions imminently. And we'll have a couple of speculative realigns on Venezuela now. And Chile. Oh, that's outrageous. Apologies at -1s. You got to pull one out when you realign twice with the 2-up cards on those. That's outrageous fortune. It's because I'm drinking out of my event summit, you coward mug. Thank you very much, Stan Scott. My lucky talisman. Such delicious tea. Well, that's the deepest of injustices, but I'm that kind of guy. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Injustice abound. But this is one of those games. Slings and arrows. So, we'll get through to the end of the turn. We do need to watch out for De Gaulle and Suez, Indo-Pakistani War and Korean War. There's a lot that could go wrong. Let's not pretend. What would I like to do by the end of the turn? Taken Taiwan, now that Formosa Resolution's in play. Shore up France against De Gaulle. So that's Marshall Plan and defectors. Well, we got Japan now. Bonus! Yeah, that's fine. I mean, as long as you don't realign me out of South Africa immediately. And that also makes Korean War less attractive. So... what do we want to do? Let's... Let's take the Philippines and pop one in France to shore it up. If they De Gaulle it, we've got Truman Doctrine. We'll see if we get blockaded, because we can still space decol. So it's gone reasonably well. We faded decor by holding it. We got really lucky with D-Style. And we scored one of the 2 regions for domination. So yeah, all in all, pretty good so far. I think we want to put one in Jordan before the end of the turn as well, because if we can get Middle East domination and get dealt Nasser and Middle East scoring in the headline, we can drop Middle East scoring for domination, which would just be an extra kick in the teeth. I'm not looking to actively tooth kick, of course. Sokgov. Okay, well, they've preempted that. Bully for them. So let's not worry about getting domination in the Middle East. Let us pop another one in Panama for now. And now if they blockade us, we space decoll. So biggest threats, blockade NASA, Comic-Con, De Gaulle and Suez. Yeah, Arab Israeli war's gone. Blockade NASA, Comic-Con, De Gaulle and Suez, and Purge, of course. Suez is annoying. East European unrest is good for them. Lack of access to Italy works for me. Will they take Saudi? I'd expect him to take Saudi here. If we get dealt CIA in the turn 3 reshuffle, I could see myself eventing it and cooing Zaire to get Milops and frigging with an action plan where they, for example, do some shenanigans elsewhere. But I think Saudi's likely here. Oh, shoring up. Desperate times. So, we can event Marshall Plan to shore up France and the UK against Suez, but we lose access to Egypt. I think what we want to do, even with NASA, is something like that. Yeah, and if we get El Nas and Ridley scoring, we're laughing. That's fine. Let's do that. We did get dealt NASA, but we did not get dealt CIA, so they're going to get a coup off. They also got purged, but we got into Pakistani war, which is huge. So they got dealt CIA, purge, blockade, Comic-Con de Gaulle, and NASA. I know we got NASA. Comic-Con de Gaulle, right. So we've got Decoll, Suez, NASA, UN intervention, and NATO. They've got CIA, purge, blockade, Comic-Con de Gaulle. We do have defectors. Indo-Pakistani War and Korean War. Korean War's great. Wow, we really got blessed by the red cards we got back. I think defectors is good, right? They de Gaulle or purge, or even blockade, leaves us in good shape. So let's defect. They don't know we've been dealt it, which is great. So they may go for de Gaulle or purge here, and we get a bit of ops advantage. Asia's pretty damn safe. And they have to coup Egypt now, not holding NASA. So, yeah. It looks alright for now. Great. Snared it. That's a result for us. So next we'll see a purge kill in Egypt, I suspect. So we hold Suez for blockade. If they successfully coup Egypt, we can't defend. So I expect to see an Egypt coup here. On the other hand, they know we've got Nasser, so maybe they'll think, oh, I won't coup Egypt. I'll just go for Panama. Or even Iran, but... And we're hoping they're stranded with scoring cards. We'd like to see them sooner rather than later. So Egypt or Panama's my bet. Here it comes. Panama. Okay, well done them. But I am definitely with what is the question? NATO, I guess. And I will also pop another one in Israel just to make sure they can't level up the Middle East. Oh, I've got two, don't I? Doy. De Gaulle's gone. Let's pop one in Saudi. Let's just make their life difficult. The event in the Pakistani war to get Milops. Suez for blockade. Space decol. UNI NASA. So going in with Purge. Level up Europe, level up Asia. That's pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good. I think we don't want to rise to the bait, do we? We don't have the ops to fight. So let's just get our mill ops and see what they have. And we still get the VP. Outrageous. That's outrageous. I mean, we get 2 VP here, right? And one over there. And if they don't drop a scoring card, we've got a bit more time to play. Yeah. I think we want a space decal regardless, don't we? Yeah. So let's put that space and leave the action on them. Wow. It's not behaved for me, but there you go. Do you have Asia scoring as well? I mean, I could go UN intervention to Taiwan and then Korea war to Taiwan and hope for not a 6. Because then if I don't get blockaded, I could event Suez and just try and repair as much as possible with Europe scoring GOM. So, summary of early war, it's gone pretty damn well for me, right? They're well developed in Africa, but otherwise they got froze out by D-Style because of some lucky rolls. And I weathered the storm nice and early. But they are holding CIA. Ooh, and Marshall Plan, not bad. Okay. Of course, NATO's not in effect, so we do need to watch out for Italy getting brush ward as well. All right, we'll be risk averse in Asia. Now they haven't dropped Asia scoring. And we'll go UN intervention to Korean War. If they don't blockade us, we hold Nasser. If they do blockade us, we event Nasser and pop another one in Egypt to make it 2-2 ahead of Sadat. And then we've left ourselves in decent shape in the Middle East and strong shape in Asia. Ooh, duck and cover and CIA, that's harsh. They are spacing well though. No 6, please. Ooh, result. So Asia's back under domination. They will blockade us. One op doesn't do a lot on the board. Well, one op in Syria levels up the Middle East. But they know exactly what we have, so by blockading us, they make us event Nasser. Ahead of Sadat, that's not the end of the world. Oh, great. Okay. So yeah, I think we event Suez. Then repair. Mm-hmm. Maybe one's fine in Israel, right? What's the worst that could happen? They have to put 3 influence in to get Israel. No, we'll put 2. But we'll put 1 in Greece to redominate and protect Italy a little. Good to get Liberation Theology and Panama Canal. Not a ton of good headlines, though. But they're holding CIA, so I guess we will bury you. Even though we give up 3 VP. Is best. Independent Reds isn't unreasonable with Romania the way it is, but we already dominate, so that's not very exciting. NORAD isn't triggering. And we can event Panama Canal return straight away. So I kind of like a We Will Bury You. You two. Oopsie. Cambridge 5. We Will Bury You allows us to drop Panama Canal return and get to work on that area. And it denies a coup in the Middle East formation. Yeah, let's drop DEFCON. Ha! Hilarious. Now, will they put 4 influence in and then have a coup? Or even drop CIA? If they think we had shenanigans afoot. It has prevented them doing a lot in Asia. They could still jam Pakistan and then follow up with the China card, but then we get the coup. So they go, oh, yep. Oh, well, that's... So they will now take Iran and dominate the Middle East, which is unfortunate, but always likely to have been a problem. We will event Panama Canal returned and look to get presence in South America and Central America in short order. Yeah. Can't be helped. And can't do anything about it. So let's just respond. We gave up a bunch of points and mill-ops there, but so be it. So next up, we'll fill Palomar, Venezuela, and put one in Brazil. Accept the fact that Africa doesn't look great either. But we're in decent shape, I think. I've been in a lot worse. So, I'll be spacing liberation theology and eating South African unrest most likely. But I'll take Algeria to get up and running. Let's see where the other power cards are. We haven't seen Hunter or Brush along with ABM. Going China card. Oh, okay. So a nervous flip. We will take Indonesia straight away. It may be Southeast Asia scoring, but we want to maintain domination for now. We'll use U2 instant to flip back. Neither of us are gaining a lot of tempo here, but they need to gain more than I do. If they don't have another 3-up card, we show up Indonesia, pop another one in Brazil, ready for gaining some traction in the Americas. And knowing we're eating South African unrest, we could just... Well, I do need to put something in Algeria, because of course they can put 2 in Botswana for... that's nasty. I guess the advantage of South African unrest, if they put 2 in Botswana, is we get a coup target and take the MILOPS. So maybe I want to event South African unrest first before using the ops. I still prefer that to using libv, of course. I mean, that Indonesia flip is playing like a person who has Asia or Southeast Asia scoring. And they're self-trapping. Oof. Okay. On that basis, we will definitely tap Indonesia because they can't drop the scoring card. Let's see what card they pitch to the trap. Presumably Grain Sales or Voice of America. And now we'll put 2 into Indonesia. Show that we don't have any scoring cards. And do you have Asia scoring? I'd love it if you do. If you don't, you've done very well at getting me all riled up for nothing. Ooh, ouch. Splendid misdirection. So we'll resolve South African unrest first now, and if they play into Botswana, we'll coup it. If they don't, we will take Venezuela and Panama. Actually, I might go 1 Brazil, 1 Panama. So we get presence in Central America, but Junta's a bit less appealing now. What's your other card? You've got CIA and 2 others, one of which I'm hoping is Asia scoring. Excellent. We just held out in the race there, and it was a big deal. So we space libv, give up 2 VP. Milops still aren't off the launch pad. Whew. Grain sales is great. South America is a bit risky, but we stand a good chance there. But I think grain sales has to be the headline, doesn't it? And we got OPEC as well, which is pretty disgusting. 5-year plan. They've got CIA, so and duck and cover's gone. Yeah, so grain sales 5-year plan, right? And yeah, it's got to be. And Culture Revolution's gone. So yeah, we grain sales 5-year plan them all day long here. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, because I've used grain sales. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm counting cards. If anyone wonders why I'm counting to 8, it's not that I'm some psychotic musician. David Byrne style. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Yeah, so what can they do? They might hold salt, in which case they can raise DEFCON. Or how I learned. So it's not a done deal. And of course we may 5-year plan. We may 5-year plan CIA out of their hand. And we might grain sales CIA out their hand. Okay. 1 small step's fine. We'll coup the hell out of Zaire with that. Will we coup Zaire? No, because Africa's God will coup Iran. They've seen our hand, and they know what happens next. Do we end up in trouble somehow if we 5-year plan? Could pull nuclear subs. Ooh, did that just... Yeah. That corner run made kitchen debates viable. So I think this one just goes back into Iran. So if they're holding any one of nuclear subs, salt, or how I learned, the gambit doesn't work, but double shortening their hand is still fun and sensible. So they want to fill Iran as well because they don't want to give me a 2 VP OPEC. Yep. Very nice. Here it goes. Yay! Nixon, Flower Power, Sadat. So they'll definitely play Sadat next. Let's force them to use Sadat to coup with a 1-up card, because if they fail, of course, we can try and get control in South America. Middle East is shaping up to be problematic. Real shame we pulled CIA there, but such is life. A 1 in 6 chance. And we've had plenty of 1 in 6 die rolls that shouldn't have come off for us, so quid pro quo. Oh. Let them in. Oh, no, of course. We'll use NASA first. That was overly excited by me, I think, but there we go. We're far enough ahead that I can make those errors as well, which is nice. Free blunder. And Lone Gunman's gone as well, which is nice for us. And they'll have to use Muslim Revolution to take Argentina and Chile. I suppose they could just use Sadat to go 1 Argentina. No, they still need 4 ops to fill Chile. So they still have to use Muslim Rev, not socialist governments. There's a chance we could still sneak domination of South America, but I think it's unlikely. So excited about closing the game off there. And it hasn't happened. Left the door ajar. Southeast Asia scoring is going to score him a few points as well. So the unscored regions are in their favour. This game's a long way from over. Yeah, so we will force them to use the 4-op card. Leave them guessing. So if they don't use, or they have to specifically use socialist governments to go while Argentina to Paraguay. And even then they can't fill Chile. So if I can force them to use Muslim revolution in this suboptimal way, I can then fill Israel. Great. I think that's all right for us, right? We're trading domination in one region for another. Could finish by using OPEC to double tap Iran. We wouldn't get domination in the Middle East, would we? No. Although it would upset things because they couldn't fill Kuwait. Is it worth 2 VP to destabilize the Middle East? So I think we need to go event South America, event kitchen debates, event summit. Not today. Could tap Iran and put one in Portugal to really shore up Italy against brush war, because that's a brush warable region that makes us a lot of anguish. So is Pakistan at 50-50. I think we definitely go for the virtual poke in the chest. The Uruguay play was the wrong one in retrospect. So Hunter, Missile Envy, and Brush War still all in the deck. So we just have to watch out for war games and final scoring. DEFCON's not a consideration as long as we're not in Cuba, and even if we are, we're not going to get to the 3-op space square at this rate. So SOCGov to double tap Brazil, not unreasonable. But they may not even think we have South America scoring. I guess it depends how aggressive they're feeling. They may just space Nixon to avoid giving up 2 VP, especially as Yusuri is still in the deck. Alright, going for it. Okay. We'll accept it. Give up 3 VP for OPEC. We can drop... So they'll either tap Egypt and give us 2 VP, which is great, or space it for 2 VP against us, which is bad. Yeah, sensible. And then we'll event kitchen debates. Space, use, event. Okay. Well, we got brush war, which is great. Oh boy, howdy. Another undeserved piece of tech. Okay. Anyway, let's have a quick look. So Arab Israeli War is still live. Shuttle dip. Brush war. OAS. Camp David's nice. Camp David stops Arab Israeli War, of course. So brush war's nice. And if they missile envy us, we can just give them arms race. So I think we definitely want to event Camp David at some point, don't we? So Arab Israeli War is still safe. But we don't have to then in the headline phase. And I think we want to see where they queue first to see if we can get a cheap brush war on it. So shuttle dip? Yeah, I like shuttle dip. Means that they're almost never gonna... Oh, Quagmire, very nice. They're never going to be able to resolve the Middle East easily. Of course, the easiest way is having multiple attempts at it. Coup Venezuela, realign Brazil for the later war. Definitely viable. Try and wreak some havoc in Asia. What else they can do with a Quagmire? Start with a coup, though. Okay. Be good, please. Excellent. And we've got Camp David and Brush War. I think if they fill Egypt, the first thing we'll do is Camp David, and the second thing we'll do is Brush War. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Camp David first. Brush War, if successful, arms race into Lebanon for domination. Okay, good work. Come on, Brush War. Very Egyptian. I believe that's the most Egyptian, the most capitalist Egypt I've ever had. They are drinking Coca-Cola right now. I'd say all of the rolls have gone my way. No argument about the dice roller for me. If they don't drop Middle East now, I'm very happy to put arms race into Lebanon for domination. Pretty gross. Still, there's game to be played here. If they drop Middle East scoring, I might do the 2-op cool Olympic game on Uruguay to then see if I can drop arms race for the Veeps. Yeah, okay. They do. So I will definitely try and score arms race in my favour. So yeah, coup, Uruguay. 5 or 6 would be lovely. 6 would be great. 5, nice. Now they have to coup specifically Colombia or Costa Rica, right? No. Fine. Sensible. But we'll drop arms race. Eat Southeast Asia scoring. An AR7 will use OAS to pop 1 in Chile and 1 in Argentina to give us presenceless Dom in South America. Because if the headline in the reshuffle drops our way, that is revolting. Fidel's still in the deck, so the Cuban Missile Crisis gambit isn't spectacular. Kolrev's gone. Haven't tracked that well. If we were to get arse knotted now, I would happily pitch Summit in Southeast Asia. I think I'd still keep OAS. 1, 2, 5, 9, 14, 17. So 14 in the deck? Yeah. I can drag cards sometimes. So still haven't seen Nuclear Subs, Emit, Puppet Government's Voice America, Alliance for Progress 3VPs, Arsenal New Syria, which is good. Junta Missile MVQ Missile Crisis Salt, How I Learned still in the deck. The other cards aren't so scary. Allende, Portuguese Empire, Willy Brandt, Willy's Overprotected, yep, and Fidel. So the deck's not super scary before the reshuffle. So, still thinking? I mean, all of the American cards are bad except East European Unrest. But if they don't ask not us right now, I will play Southeast Asia scoring because I do want to finish with OAS. I think that's a nice mind focus. Wow, it's really chewing this one over. So what's the chewing? Oh, here we go. Portugal, it's one of their own cards, no problem. About time they did that. But we dropped Southeast Asia scoring. Well done, you. The deck is stacked blue. There are 7 blue cards to 3 red cards. But we really want to be dealt Hunter. I think Hunter's quite big of the remaining cards in the deck. I mean, VOA's still in there as well. The deck is reasonably well composed, I'd say. If they drop nuclear subs, we'll do a 1-op Summit coup on Zaire, I think. Even Emit be fine, just to thin out the remaining cards. I could see myself discarding Hunter. We want to try and reduce variance at the moment. So yeah, what are they likely to have? I mean, if they had Fidel or Willy Brandt, they'd have just damn well invented it by now. So I suspect they have maybe Salt or How I Learned. Or they're thinking about whether or not they space Alliance for Progress or Ask Not. Ah, Hunter. Very nice. Okay, so we'll use OAS to recover all of Panama. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so OAS is gone, and we know exactly what's in hands. We got Salt, but there's nothing in there to take. Alliance for Progress. Yasuri, Miss LMV, which is not playable because of the reshuffle. Nuclear subs, Allende. They got How I Learned and Cuban Missile Crisis. And Willy and Fidel. And EEU, Omit, and Voice of America, which is a shame. And Ask Not. So, they got How I Learned, Cuban Missile Crisis, Willy Brandt, Fidel, East European Arrest, Omit, Voice of America, and Ask Not, and one other card. We got Summit, Salt, Alliance, Yasuri, Missile MV, Nuclear Subs, Allende, and Puppet Governments. So actually, if we are going to Missile Envy them, we're all right because they've either got Duck and Cover or well, I can still miss them because I've ditched We Will Bury You. So if we missile envy them, they give us Cuban Missile Crisis and don't get a coup, or East European Unrest, which is a bit boring. Well, no, there's one in East Germany. East European Unrest is pretty exciting actually. Or Ask Not, and we can pitch some of our cards. So I think missile envy is alright, and it means we're trading 3 ops for 2 and leaving them in an uncomfortable position. They then need to coup Venezuela and hope for a good result, I think. Willy, Fidel, How I Learned. Yeah, let's go Miss LMB. They just plonk themselves into. If they go Cuban Missile Crisis here, I'm happy. East Europe's pretty good, and Arsenal, of course, is a delight. But mostly this just gives them a crap crack on Venezuela, which I'm okay with. But being able to shear down Europe a bit further is real good. Oh, oh, that is harsh. And now 1-op coup. Oi. We will use salt, and we will take Panama and Mexico. Although we know their exact composition of their hand now, don't we? Yeah, just want battlegrounds. Puppet government's next. Yeah, that's fine. I don't want to salt purge again and raise DEFCON. I want to minimize cooing. So puppet government's next. Nigeria, Algeria, Peru for access to Chile. In case they ask not, we can pitch a couple of things. An alliance is worth 4 VP now, so I'll definitely event alliance. That was a sick pull. Poor sod. It's not been his day, I've gotta say. It's been a game fight, all things considered, because really everything's broken my way. Pretty harsh, pretty harsh. Gotta say it. Overprotect's fine. Drop a 4 VP alliance. I mean, I'll event puppet governments only if they play into Cameroon and wait prior to that. In fact, I'll use South African unrest, given the composition there, to coup Nicaragua and get my mill ops. Well, I could play 2 into Uruguay and threaten Argentina. Yeah. Think about how they're going to end their turn, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're going to hold a card. And that's Voice of America? Yeah, because they can space Ask Not. They need to put 1 op in Argentina to stop my plan there working, so... Do I event nuclear subs? I think I event puppet governments first. Take Nigeria, Algeria. Go to Peru? To threaten Chile. Then event nuclear subs and coup with a bunch of cards, since they're unlikely to ask not. That seems fine. Yeah, they'll space ask not and hold VOA, which means they're eventing East European unrest, but they can event and repair East Germany with it. But now we've got war games as a gambit as well, which is nice. Okay. They can jam influence into Central America as much as they like. Coup on Zaire incoming. And maybe Argentina. We'll start with a 2-op coup on Zaire, which is greedy, but it holds our 3-op in the bank for Argentina if we want to. And we'll just try and keep a lid on everything running into late war and see how well we do. Well, now we get to take some cards out of the deck as well. There we go. No arguments there. So, Comic-Con and Che, for sure, we'll keep in. And we'll cut nuclear test ban as well, actually. Want to reduce variance. Comic-Con, Che, nuclear test ban. Fine. So we will coup Zaire. And we're punished. So Africa has been steadfastly communist. Nicely done. Yes, please. Event and repair. Let's just check if we queue Angola, what the odds are of us getting one in there, because then we can play into Zaire. Otherwise, we might have a go on Argentina. Oh, read my mind. We'll queue Argentina then. Nice. And then we'll go summit into Peru for domination and threaten rear lines on Chile. Space ask not. Or give me 2 free cards. Giving it. Sweet. Then we'll pitch both. Please not 2 scoring cards. Amazing. What you gonna do with your 2 ops? Because I can repair or event Nixon for 2 VP. So this is alright. If they tap somewhere, we repair it with Nixon and we give up the VP because we've got grain sales as a nice headline now. Which could certainly pull Voice of America. But if they just like overprotect East Germany, we'll probably just take the 2 VP. Although there is a case for using Nixon just to take Angola and Peru. Well, that settles that. We'll just take 2 VP. Late war. We didn't get it. But we did get ABM treaty, which is nice. But I think we start with grain sales. As we always do. Tear, Betrayer, South America, Iran Contra, former Muslim Rev, ABM Decol, Ui, Iron Lady Intern, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, ABM. So what's the worst case scenario? They play Aldrich and take ABM. Pershing doesn't deny domination. 4, 4, 3, yeah. So that's fine. Sets up a brush war in Italy. But we've got tear down this wall, amongst other things. Ooh. Ooh, I think we want to drop DEFCON more than we want to take a card off them. Huh. Well, if they've got Iranian hostage crisis, they'll feel better about that. Otherwise, they're going to feel very sad. But we'll be spacing Muslim Rev for sure. Getting Missile Envid now and giving them ABM or Muslim Rev would be kind of gross. Yeah. Iron Lady 3 in Peru, get domination in South America. Just edge our way up. DEFCON dropping timing has been exemplary. Zero VP. That suggests they're not holding Africa scoring. I mean, they may just tap Peru back here. Kung Peru, much more sensible. Well, now they can't brush War Italy. So that's a result. I can't drop DEFCON in the headline. I can't hold it to drop DEFCON in the headline. So let's put it back in again with tear down this wall. Great. So we just score our 5 VP. I can see what they're doing, going for the spear realign, but we came out laughing. Yeah, gotta go for VPs now. Hey, good work. Alas, we'll curt back because it's a pretty high swing. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. So they're still holding Voice of America and 2 unknown cards. And we're getting down to the fag end of not very good cards. I think we want a Space Muslim Rev. We're getting Mr. Levid now, kudos to him. May even be giving up the China card. Duck and cover to space. Well done. So, yeah, we'll space miss him, Rev. Jeez. Cannot get off the launch pad tonight. That's a lot of dead cosmonauts. So they've got Voice America and one other card. Defectors gives us a VP. So I think since we know they've got Voice America, do we event decall? Yes. This looks terrible, but with Voice America coming, even if they put, yeah, so I think we just repair with Voice of America. So if they play into Indonesia and the Philippines, we'll repair there. If they play into Zaire and Nigeria, we don't worry about it too much for now. Because we can use Voice America to clean up. And that way we can hold the Reformer, which seems good. So this was a fine way of ditching decall. Yeah, fine. So we will put one in the Philippines and one in Angola. And we'll see if they do Voice America event before or after. But either way, we can deny them Nigeria. Makes sense. Very good. No, we want to attack unscored regions. Nope, need to take Nigeria. Dozy. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then yeah, I'll just put these two in because they've got a coup at some point, and I can still realign Chile. I'll do. Ooh. Africa scoring, but we've got colonial rear guards. AWACS is no good now that Misrev's gone. John Paul is fun. NATO's in place, so Special Relationship gets us VP. I think we start with John Paul, right? Or an Evil Empire? 16, 18. Can't quite get over the top. 16, 18, 19. Yeah, I think we just event John Paul. Don't give away any information. So we can use colonial rear guards to take Nigeria, break Zaire, threaten Thailand, and maybe the last one in Laos. But there doesn't look like there's a huge way back for opponent here. And we only need space to reformer, so we don't have any pressure on our ops, which is great too. So we'll just tot up VPs where we can get them. Event Evil Empire, Event Special Relationship. De Gaulle's problematic at this point in the game. Still in the deck. Yep. There it is. Got to stop calling from. But can't do it and have the coup. Which means we can level up Africa. Score arms race, score special relationship. Whoa, hello. Very nice. Ooh, you got me. You got me good. So now we're hoping for no coup, arms race, special relationship, evil empire. And no 3-op space for them. I'm long hauling this. Europe domination's only a bit away. This is probably delaying the inevitable, but there's still a lot of road. Do we think they have it? Let's find out. Nice work. Unbelievable. Should have done it the other way around. Probably didn't matter because I was going to do both anyway, and if they have it, they have it. But there we go. Still currently, probably in decent shape. But it's close. Closer than it should be, given the scoreline the way it's been. Asia still owns it. Live in hope. Middle East still owns it. But having Africa in my hand is problematic. Buku operations points. Let's just jam Africa in places they can't realign because they want to realign Argentina. If they coup one of the one-star battlegrounds, we can use an evil empire to try and claim a few more. Yep. Brilliant. Word, not that one. This one. Smashed it. So they'll go for their realign on Argentina, and respect for them. That's the right move. We'll space the reformer and hope to get Middle East or Asia. Turn 10. I love the idea that this game could have ended just about on any turn since turn 6, and yet we're still chuntering away. Influence. Sensible. We'll space the reformer. Still not off the launch pad, but we've got Asia scoring, which ends the game. So, let us start with... Hold on. What's in the deck? Brush War's gone. There's no NASA. So, Marine Barracks bombing is bad for us. There's nothing that touches... There's nothing that touches Asia. Iranian hostage crisis, Ultra James, Ortega's gone, Marine Barracks, Ladakh, Libthi, Portuguese, Brezhnev, Cult Rev, no, OPEC, no, Flat Power, Blockade, Cambridge, yeah, so Asia's scoring. I think that does it. Yeah, that'll do it. The dice were definitely on my side this game. I mean, inexorably so. So they fought for as long as they could. They survived the 5-year plan, DEFCON suicide. They faded war games. They played great in Africa, scoring Europe domination, great, but I guess it was still working at the margins. Another thing that would have frigged with the Middle East. But there goes your ball game. Okay. That game is on Monday to finish off the Rutzel season just before Itzel commences. So do join me on Monday around 5 p.m. UK time. That's 6 p.m. Europe and noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. And come and watch. But thanks for watching this in the meantime. Feedback ever welcome. I definitely made some punts along the way I spotted. But I will see you at the next one, and thanks again. Bye for now.